Under the Goan skies, history leans forward. Decibels about to swell, and the Super Cup comes alive as the referee blows the whistle, and we kickstart proceedings in the Bambolim Stadium. A bit of an early movement there for East Bengal, hoping to get that early goal, hoping to put some early pressure on Dempo. Make no mistake about that. Both these teams, they come in with a lot of history. And East Bengal, the kind of momentum that they have, it's pretty solid. So they'll try and build upon that one. But Dempo is one particular team. Even if they do not have the foreign talent, what they do have is the will, the persistence, the resolve. And that is what really makes them dangerous. They can frustrate you. And that is something that East Bengal won't like. But so far, a pretty active start in that very first minute. And it won't be surprising if we are looking at a few long balls. Dempo with an early attack, straight a shot on goal. And Devjit having to wrap his gloves around the ball early. That was more of a bolt from the blue, to be honest. Oh, what a start that. And this is where Dempo can be so menacing. You never know. I mean, out of nowhere, they'll just unleash one of those thunderbolts. And he will have to deal with that. But East Bengal, quick to counter. From the left, wonderful setup! What a chance! Goes begging. The woodwork rattles with what could have been the opening strike of the evening. Sensational. What a lovely teamwork. And East Bengal, Gupta trying to create early moves there. What a fine movement. Bipin Singh chasing it down. We'll take a look. What a lovely run from the left. Wonderful setup. And the Japanese marauder, we were talking about him. It couldn't have been better than that. All he had to do was just tap it home. But again, it's not really easy. When you're coming all guns blazing, you're trying to take a shot. You have to be very level-headed, very calm, very composed. At times, the excitement goes against you. And we were talking about Dempo coming up with a shot. East Bengal says, right, we are just warming up. Now, that's a fascinating start to the game here. Quick touches, a couple of pushes from the back, and the referee blows the whistle. East Bengal winning a free kick on that occasion. And it's the big man, Mohammad Bassim Rashid, hailing all the way from Palestine. Gupta, a bit of a heavy first touch. The ball taking a bit of an awkward bounce on that occasion. Anwar Ali finds support towards his right. Another long ball sent forward. Wonderfully brought down by Bipin Singh, is it? Gupta, in fact. Gupta trying to deliver it into the box. Nicely won back. And now Dempo trying to hit East Bengal on the break. And it's not going to be easy. They've got some solid options today. Gupta, he's operating from the right, which is pretty much contrary to his natural position. Loves to play on the left wing. Mohammad Rakip has been the one who's being handed over the opportunity to control that right. But again, both these players, they can switch as well. Rakip can very quickly shuffle all the way to the left and let Gupta take over. I mean, Rakip can shuffle all the way to the right and Gupta take over the left. And now Anwar trying to find a bit of momentum in that centre-back pair alongside Kevin Sibille. Both these can be very good defenders as the season progresses. East Bengal will be hoping that these two, they can form a chemistry which will go down, which will echo in the halls of history. Dempo just trying to calm things down, just trying to pacify things, because just that attack that was taken by East Bengal early in the game, that could have been a serious dent on their aspirations. East Bengal just trying to get that midfield under control. They've won the Super Cup once and they like to win it again. This is one particular season that they have been very hopeful about. Dempo looking pretty solid, to be honest. Apart from that attack, if you take a look at how Dempo is operating, they're trying to knit together what is more or less small short passes on offer. They are trying to play from the back And that is one particular thing which you'll see when all the local talents come together. It's about getting that setup right. That one particular setup, that one particular strategy that they have been using throughout the domestic league, they'll try and reflect that in the bigger stages as well. Rashid, an absolute workhorse to be honest. Can drop back whenever needed, can go forward as well. And that's a lovely ball. Rashid again, good 1-2. Pushes it towards the right. They've got now in Mahesh Singh. Mahesh delivers a cross. Could have been a chance. A phenomenal save by Sibi. Just coming out of that line of his. Gets a hand to it. Danger's not over. Another gentle chip. This could have been trouble, but once again, wonderfully taken care of by Ashish Sibi. Two quick saves in quick succession, denying East Bengal a shy at glory. But the threats keep on getting louder. And it looks like Dempo, they are starting to soak in a lot more pressure than they usually should. An extremely high line of defense now being deployed, which kind of signifies that East Bengal, they'll be going for a high press brand of football. Anwar Ali. There was a bit of space out there. Jai Gupta already taking position, is it? Yes. And now Bipin Singh accelerating from the left. Lovely cross. And somehow with the convergence of Ashish Sibi and the defenders, another chance goes begging. Now, this is a solid start from East Bengal. But Dempo trying to match their intensity. Looks like Ashish Sibi. He's cocked a blow. Well, it was a very close move there. We'll try and show you what really unfurled. Both the teams pretty high in terms of intensity below. Again, there you go. That was the first ball. Ashish Sibi coming out of his line. And then a fine ball from the left being floated in by Naurem Mahesh Singh. And then Bipin a few moments later. This was Bipin's attack. Wonderful ball, and again it was Hiroshi Ibusuki almost clattering into the big man Ashish Sibi. And he's taken the blow, but right now receiving treatment. The rains have stopped for now. It's going to be breezy, of course, goes without saying. And this man, Hamid Ahadad, what a player he has been in IFS Shield. He's already shown what he's capable of. Hailing all the way from Morocco. He scored 4 goals for East Bengal. In fact, he's also scored 6 goals for the Morocco national team, which really makes him a threat in the heart of that East Bengal attacking unit. Devjit Majumder, he's been playing for a long time. He's played for Mohun Bagan formerly. He's been playing for East Bengal for a while now. Man comes in with experience. The man comes in with the caliber to win. Well, it's a bit of a prolonged treatment, as the FIFA rule suggests that if the goalkeeper has cocked a blow and he's conscious, he'll have to be treated in the ground. A bit of a reprieve, to be honest, for Dempo Sports Club. The way East Bengal were turning up the heat, it was getting tougher with every passing second. Anwar Ali, a lot will be on his shoulders as well. As time has progressed, he's looked really in good touch. Not really sure if Ashish can continue or not. They've got Marek Ilario on the bench. They've also got Mohammad Zahir Khan as well. But Ashish, he's back on his feet. It's that left hand of his that is kind of ringing right now. And this man, I mean, no matter how much we say about him, he'll fall short. Samir Shubhas Naik. He's played for Dempo for a long time. And then he came to manage the club. And under him, the Golden Eagles have been flying. They have again dared to dream. And they'll be hoping that this dream continues. Last year's I-League, Dempo finished in the 6th position. Obviously, it'll take them some time to climb back to where they were. 5 National League titles, 2 NFL, and 3 I-League titles that have been won by the Golden Eagles, which kind of tells you that at one point in time, they were the dominators of Indian football. And this rivalry is getting reignited after a long decade, 10 years. The last time these two teams met were in 2015, wherein both the games East Bengal absolutely demolished Dempo without any mercy at all. Another bit of a long ball. East Bengal are the 2024 champions of the Super Cup. They went on to beat Odisha FC in the finale 3-2. What an extraordinary game of football it was. And they'll try and replicate that momentum. For now, it's all East Bengal. Dempo Sports Club kind of banking pretty much on those isolated bursts of brilliance. Anwar Ali through the center. Anwar goes for a forward ball. And Bipin Singh, he was trying to accelerate, but eventually the ball was a bit too heavy, to be honest. And this combination between Bipin Singh and Jai Gupta on that left flank, it is producing results for East Bengal, and I think Oscar Bruzo, he'll be pretty happy about it. And Dempo somehow or the other, for now they are reactive and adaptive, not really proactive in terms of attack, because they know that a powerhouse like East Bengal, a team that has got a lot of promising players in the mix, it's not the wisest of calls to eventually see them in the act and trying to look them in the eye straight up. Might be with time, when you get those chances, when you get those breaks, you can try and push East Bengal back. But for now, it's all about soaking the pressure. It's all about letting it all unfold. Bipin, he's got acres of space ahead, accelerating, delivers the cross. Ashish comes out of his line and collects the ball. And just a few moments ago, we saw rain pouring. Wasn't really bucketing down, it was more of a drizzle. But now the sun's come out, saying peekaboo. Like the way Dempo as well. For now, shielded by their own defense. East Bengal still desperate, famished, looking for that opening goal. Small, slow touches. The Dempo comes up with a long ball, a bit of a push from the back, and that wasn't substantial enough. Football being a body contact game, this pushes like this, it will kind of be okay, it'll be kind of normal. So it's not going to really bother you at the end of the day. Another fine ball. Good first touch, but slightly heavy there, and decent work as well. They've got the likes of Sajesh Bagkar out there on that left wing. Obviously won't really allow easy space altogether to East Bengal. Good switch towards the left. Jai Gupta has now got back to his natural position. Anwar Ali. Saul Crespo. Crespo pushes it forward. Hiroshi with a gentle chip. The idea was okay. He was hoping that someone would come for an overlap, but it wasn't the case. The ball took a bit of an elevation and went all the way into the goalkeeper. Simple collection for Ashish Sibi. Ashish Sibi already being tested and so far still stands tall as the last guardian of the citadel. Jai. The gentle chip forward. Good square ball. Trying to build through the center. Misses out. Could have been an opportunity, but then doesn't really make the most of it. Saul Crespo. Oscar William Bruzo. What a presence he's had so far for East Bengal. The team desperately trying to get that lost history back. And this season, there's a lot of promise, a lot of momentum. They were a part of the Durand Cup semi-final, eventually went down fighting against Diamond Harbour Football Club. They created a lot of chances, but couldn't really convert that, even against their arch rivals in the IFS Shield final. After that all-important opening goal, the way they started attacking, they had 3 great chances, should have converted, should have capitalized in them. But I think that is also a testament. The kind of form that East Bengal has been trying to create, well, that wasn't called for. Jai Gupta being pushed from the back, and definitely a word of acknowledgement as well. Shubham Rawat, again, not really intentional. At times you have to do things in football which you don't really want to do. But it's more like try and stall your opposition from getting into a position where they can punish you. Ahadad through the center. Hamid plays it towards the left. Jai Gupta wasn't really ready for that overlap. The idea was okay, but the execution Could have been better. Again, you have to understand that these teams like East Bengal, teams like Mohun Bagan, they come in with a lot of expectations. They come in with a lot of pressure, of course. With that being said, I think when a player dons the threads of these top clubs, I think you have to deliver as well. Saul Crespo trying to get hold of that. The Dempo, pretty quick to react, pretty quick to respond, winning the ball back. Falls back for East Bengal. Jay Gupta trying to play in a much more of a central role. Rashid pushes it to the side. He's got an option. Rakip has been pretty decent so far. 25 years and looking forward to leaving a mark. That's a good forward push. Bipin Singh on the left. Bipin going for that outside strike. Delivers the cross at the far post. Hamid. And eventually misses out. For a moment, it felt like Hamid can drag it back in the form of a minus. But then that first maneuver that he kind of executed with that leg of his, it went all over the place. And the result, the ball going out for a goal kick. Another sigh of reprieve for Ashish Sibi. A few moments ago, he was being nursed after copying a serious blow on his hand, trying to stall an East Bengal attack. And for the last 5 minutes, it has been pretty calm. It's more like the calm before the storm. Both the teams, the kind of firepower that they pack, a very mean punch, to be honest. And you have to be at the top of your game as well. At this time, though, Hiroshi accelerating. The Dempo, cool, calm, composed. They were well aware of the fact Prithvesh Pednekar, a man who's playing for Dempo for a long time, once again standing tall despite. Well, Rashid might have a shooting lane up ahead of him. They take the shot, stymied in its tracks. Anwar switches it to Rashid again. Rashid. Hamid plays it to the right. Rakip and Rashid have been a pretty decent combination. Hamid gets it to Saul. Saul Crespo with a gentle chip. Ball still remains in the box. A bit of a heavy touch, and that cost them dearly. Oh my word. Dempo almost conceding possession in the box there. You've got to do better. You cannot try your luck so many times, because a team like East Bengal, the more you allow them space, the more they will come for you. You've got to be very, very careful. And the ball's back with East Bengal. Obviously, when it comes to possession, East Bengal will be leading the chance. That's a lovely touch out there. And on the right, Hamid waiting for a run. He pushes it forward. There comes the cross. Opportunity. Slammed back. Rebound. Fired in. Taken care of. Hamid now pushing it to Hamid again. Oh, what a chance. In fact, Rashid it was pushing it to Hamid. Now Bipin Singh from the left. Bipin finds Jay. Jay trying to deliver the cross. Wonderfully won back. Gentle chip. It was all, oh my word! That would have been a catastrophe. And luck favors Dempo once again. They stay alive. They stay afloat. And a bit of a hefty blow as well. Looks like Muhammad Ali. He's gone down and he'll need some treatment. But what a chance for East Bengal. Almost opened up what could have been a promising opportunity. The knocks are getting louder on the doors, and the Eagles, they will need to find their stride quickly enough if they are to keep East Bengal at bay. The momentum, all of it is looking pretty confusing. The treatment goes on for now. The last edition of the Super Cup, things went a bit too haywire for East Bengal. But since then, the season has started on a pretty promising note for them. Oscar Bruzo, obviously, he's got quite a few decent options. Next to him is Bino George as well, who's been training with the youngsters of the team. We can see Edmund Lalrendiga all set. We can see Miguel Ferreira as well. PV Vishnu. quite an option to have on your bench. Make no mistake, Lal Chungnonga, he adds a lot of depth as well to the defense. You've got the likes of experienced Shobik Chakrabarti, Jigson Singh. So this team, it's all primed and it's all fiery. They'll be hoping that they can come up with a solid performance. And of course, the first 3 points. And East Bengal again, getting hold of the ball on the right. Rakip plays it to Rashid. Rashid to Sound Crespo. Crespo goes for Jay Gupta. Jay plays it to Bipin. Jay again, creating space. Anwar Ali. Anwar to Saul. In fact, Kevin Sibi, apologies. Sibi goes for Ahadad. A bit of a long ball there. And just before Ahadad could extend that right foot of his, trying to win over the ball, it was too late. It was running away. And this is one particular trouble now that East Bengal will have to come to terms with, because, again, just because of the rains that happened before the game, at times the ball will skid past, at times the ball will get stuck. I mean, right now there's hardly any accumulation of water, and the ground isn't really heavy for now, so the ball's definitely going to roll over nicely. But yes, the skidding factor will be there. Hiroshi still to make a significant impact on the game, looking for a chance. He had that opportunity in the very opening minute, could have put the ball to bed, almost point blank range. And now Dempo comes knocking on the doors, trying to create something from the left, but misses out. And a throw in for East Bengal. Rakip, he's okay to take some time. He knows that right now they don't really need to rush forward. They'll just have to keep their calm and composure, that's all. They'll have to keep on pushing Dempo back into their own half, almost kind of shoehorning them into a defensive entanglement. Good forward ball, Hamid. Decent first touch. Quick turnaround. Now this can be a fine run on the right. Looking for momentum. Rashid finds it in the center. Gentle push forward. Hamid plays it to Rakip. Rakip delivers the cross. And the header goes, in fact, doesn't connect at all. But the ball falls back for East Bengal. Saul Crespo, long way forward. Anwar Ali. Anwar hammers one. Drags it wide. Great movement. Great overall attacking unit in the making there. They were bidding for time, they were bidding their time, and eventually, when the opportunity presented itself, they were not shy from taking that long ranger. But again, not on the mark. The ball goes wide, and Dempo survives. Another scare. They'll have to come knocking on the doors. They have got some decent options. They've got Miguel Ferreira, of course. They've got Edmund Ralrindika as well, but we'll talk about them later. Right now, East Bengal can continue what they are doing because they have been decent. It's just that the attacking sting that we talk about, that attacking sting has been all over the place. Oh, this could have been a hefty concession. Lucky for them that Dempo doesn't reach the ball, or else it could have been a massive price to pay. And now East Bengal trying to counter. Hamid Ahadad once again. He's got Bassim Rashid. Rashid finds Crespo. Crespo lining up for one, trying to lay it into the galloping stride of the big Japanese. Unfortunately, it was intercepted. This is where Dempo is pretty strong. They are very efficient in terms of ground defending. And Hiroshi Ibusuki will have to be on his toes at all times. Might have to time his runs accordingly. But again, he's that one man, given the fact that he's 6 feet 5 inches, one of the tallest footballers right now in India, alongside Sandhu. Another lovely ball from the left. Rashid stalls it, takes a bit of an outside dodge, goes for the shot, and misses the mark once again. Another chance goes down in history as a miss. And yes, we were talking about the height of Hiroshi Ibusuki. Almost as tall as Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, 6 feet 5 inches. And that is what East Bengal might hope for when they'll have those corners, when they'll have those free kicks. And if necessary, they might go for the long balls as well. The Route 1 football that we talk about, hoping that Hiroshi Ibusuki can leave a lasting impression. Dempo for now, but that's quality. That is excellent ball control. And now they try and knock forward all the way from the right. They have a bit of momentum going forward. Wonderfully won back. Amai. And Amai switches it to Prithvesh Pednekar. Dempo just creating that space for themselves. They know it's all about holding East Bengal back. The longer they hold East Bengal back, the more they are going to frustrate them, the more desperate they are going to make them. And if they can somehow find a goal here, you never know. Shubham Rawat gets Ariston. Ariston plays it forward. And just before the release, they have dropped the ball, but the referee's blown the whistle. And it's a very good position to have a free kick from. He's clutching on to his shin there. They wanted to take it quickly, Vierico Lasso, but they'll have to retake that, no questions asked. There was a player down on the ground, so you have to give him time to get back up, particularly when the referee is actually tending to him. So you can't just be sneaky. There, Jay Gupta standing like a rock this time, slightly slow there, ending up with a stud on the boots of Shubham Rawat. Got a couple of players, Daniels out there for that free kick. East Bengal, they've got a 6-man wall. Couple of Dempo players as well in it. Big names out, Crespo, Bassim Rashid and Anwar Ali as well. Dropping back quickly, Hiroshi, he's come a long way down. Dempo puts it forward. Oh, a bit of chaos, can be trouble. Dempo finds the net. Would you believe that against the turn of the tide? It's Dempo that rattles the deadlock. Muhammad Ali fires home from point blank range. Devjit Majumder storming out of his line, missed the flight of the ball, and the goal was wide open. One gentle tap into the stride of Muhammad Ali, and he smashes it home with extreme prejudice as the Golden Eagles start taking flight once again. What a clinical finish that is. There, Devjit coming a long way out, and the ball was completely misjudged. The defenders not even marking Kevin Sibille, letting it slide, and it falls straight into the stride of Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali says, "Thank you very much, I'll take it on any given day." Dempo, we said this before, they have been persistent. Yes, East Bengal did come up with a couple of chances, but Dempo didn't really let them slide in. And Hiroshi Ibusuki missed out an opportunity from point blank range, should have buried it 6 feet under. But surprisingly, against the turn of the tide, against the wind of play, it is Muhammad Ali who fires Dempo Sports Club into the lead. And now East Bengal, they'll have to be a lot more desperate. They'll have to find that all-important opener. Muhammad Ali finds the back of the net. And that's the confirmation that we have been talking about. East Bengal will have to rally back. Well, it goes without saying, just because they have conceded doesn't really mean that it's all over for them. It's still a lot of way to go. Almost, more than an hour of play remaining, plus the extra minutes, and then there's the halftime tunnel break as well. Just a bit of conversation, that's all. Just a bit of upliftment. And that should get the job done. It's as simple as that. Keep your calm, keep your composure, and stick to your plans. That's all. If you stick to your plan, you will open up avenues for yourself. A bit of discussion going on amongst the East Bengal players. And obviously Mohammad Rashid, I think that goal, it was conceded because of a defensive lapse of judgment. I think Kevin Sibille, the footballing fundamentals state that you first try and defend. In fact, Devjit Majumder, he has been injured. And he's receiving treatment. I'll try and show you the goal once more, what really happened out there. Jay Gupta. Again, a lot will rely on him as well. Tall, towering man, hailing all the way from the gauze. So obviously, and Prithvesh Pednekar, a very underrated name in Indian football, but the man has been consistently delivering for Dempo Sports Club. That's all that matters. And now East Bengal, well, they definitely have their first goalkeeper, Prabsukhan Singh. He's the one who takes the Citadel in the ISL. We'll take a look once again there. A gentle trip. Sibille misses out. The ball suddenly drops low, and Devjit Majumder loses sight of the ball. And Dempo activating that sixth sense of theirs. Like, right, this is the chance. This is what we have been waiting for. And the doors were open, and they snuck one in. But again, with that being said, East Bengal, they'll be hoping to fight back and hoping to fight back with a lot more of a venomous sting. And I think we'll have a lot of extra time in that first half because a lot of stoppages. But that's a good back header from Hiroshi Ibusuki. Quickly dropping deep, trying to back flick its way. The Dempo now a bit more confident. Another foul there in favor of Dempo. So another opportunity as well for them. Just to try and lay it further forward, just to try and keep East Bengal as busy as possible. And they'll take a bit more time. They'll try and kill the momentum. Because right now, if you slow the game down, that's like stealing away crucial seconds from East Bengal. And they'll have to re-read, re-understand, recalibrate their strategy. And that's exactly what Dempo will be wanting. To try and throw East Bengal slightly offbeat. They found that opening goal, and as we say in football, the opening goals act as a catalyst. It changes your overall body language, even if it's against the turn of the play. Amay Morajkar. Amay delivers it forward. This time, though, East Bengal had their rear guard in place. Gupta didn't want to take any more risk. Drives it forward. One back nicely. And that will cross the byline. Goal kick for East Bengal. I think for now, what they'll have to understand is, despite conceding the goal, it's still not urgent enough that they'll have to go all guns blazing. So they'll just have to stick to their plans. They'll have to activate that midfield of theirs and the wing play. I think in the last 10 minutes, that wing play that they were having initially, that has been cut off. And once your wing play has been diffused, I think it becomes a lot more difficult for you to try and score. Dempo now resorting to the long balls. This is a lovely win back. But again, East Bengal, their numbers are pretty higher. And they will eventually win the ball back. But Dempo looking really good. Amay Morajkar has been twisting and turning all the way to Ariston Costa. Ariston pushes it back to Prithvesh. In fact, it's Prithvesh now. Prithvesh has got Muhammad Ali as his partner all the way now to Ashish Sibi. And Ashish, I think he deserves a pat on the back after the football that he's played so far. Bit of a gentle header, trying to control that. And it goes slightly haywire. Throw in for East Bengal. Gupta comes forward and pushes it. And it eludes everyone in the process. And the ball eventually crosses the byline there. 33 minutes of regulation time, 12 minutes still to be played, and I think a good 5 to 7 minutes of a chunk might be there because there were a couple of goalkeeping injuries which has chipped away at the take-up. Bipin Singh did come up with a couple of fabulous chances. One of them, Hiroshi Ibusuki failed to put inside the net. Another one was taken care of by Ashish Sibi. Now that's a good run again. East Bengal chasing shadows for now. Dempo with a decent switch. Sayesh Bagkar plays it forward. Anwar Ali does well. But that's a lovely back flick by Bassim Rashid. A lot of space on the left. They might just check that front of theirs. Oh, that's a wonderful ball, to be honest. Takes a couple of step overs. But eventually East Bengal, they stand tall. Closing the gates down. Another back pass. We'll have to be a bit careful with those back passes. Because Dempo now aren't really the defensive selves that they started the game with. They are a lot more aggressive, and the belligerents, it's pretty much on view, on fleek. Another lovely forward ball. Anwar Ali heads it back. Gupta, he's got some space ahead. Scanning the perimeter. Oh, that's wonderful. That is beautiful, to be honest. Now this is the resolute Dempo that we are talking about. They don't go down so easily. They are the golden eagles that dare. And they'll keep on knocking on the doors if you give them a chance. On pen and paper, it might be East Bengal having the psychological edge. But again, when it comes to the yard, Dempo will give you a run for your money. Sibi asking for players to take up, and Sibi almost lost the ball. Lucky for him that he won it back. Rakip from the right. In fact, it was Hamid from the right. Referee says play on, is it? Yeah, play on. No foul given. And this time, a bit of a heavy touch there. The ball goes out. Throw in. Quickly taken, Sibille. Anwar Ali. Anwar knocks it forward. He's got Saul Crespo. Saul finds Jai Gupta on the left wing. Jai takes one on the ground. No risk taken. Quickly cleared away. They don't want East Bengal to come up with those attacking intricacies of theirs. So they are playing the fundamentals right. If there's an element of risk involved, let's not get into it. Let's do the primary thing right. Let's get the ball out of the danger zone first. But East Bengal once again now trying to amp up that attacking quotient of theirs. This can be a good chance. Another one on the turn. He had space ahead of him, could have actually gone forward there, Anwar Ali. We know that he is capable of taking those long ranges, hammering towards the goal. But this time, what he did was he took the shot from a long distance without any pressure and kind of gifted away another good spell of possession that East Bengal built over the last few seconds. Ashish Sibi sends it forward. Jai Gupta wins it back. Wonderfully taken care of. Another long ball, and Ashish will come out of his line. And before Hiroshi Ibusuki reaches that, will pick it up and get the ball rolling. Prithvesh Pednekar switching between the right and the left. A very effective centre back so far. But this could have been a chance. Ahadad trying to win the ball away, but fails. That's good control on offer. Plays it to the left. Decent first touch. All the way back to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, the goal scorer. The man tasked with the onus of stopping the East Bengal attack. Eventually was the one who hammered home the all-important opener. That's a decent ball. Bassim Rashid coming all the way from the right. Taken care of. And this is the kind of attack that East Bengal will have to try and build. Oscar Bruzo. He's on his toes. This is a corner. This can be one of those openings that East Bengal will be looking forward to. With Hiroshi Ibusuki in the mix. Mahesh Naurem has got a very dangerous in-swinger at his left foot. Can he get the ball in a position from where East Bengal might find the equalizer? A bit of a glancing header on that. Goes out for a throw-in. Saul Crespo will pass it over to Jai Gupta. Is that going to be one of those long throws or just one of the shorter ones? Jai is a tall and towering man, so can come up with those long throws that we see in modern football, used more as a set piece. Saul delivers the ball forward, but Dempo stands tall. Back to Saul Crespo again. Rakip now guarding that central role here in absence of Saul, given the fact that he went up. Another long ranger comes in, but Ashish Sibi, no real trouble at all. Quick to come out of his line, quick to ensure the fact that the ball was in his gloves. 39 minutes elapsed. 6 more minutes of regulation time, and then whatsoever gets added on. Another long ball. Dempo now relying a lot on those long balls, trying to infuse a bit of chaos, infuse a bit of pandemonium into the East Bengal defensive third. But the question is, how successful, how effective will they be? Sayesh Bagkar playing out as that left back today. This might be an opening. A gentle switch. Again, the chest strap proving to be a bit too expensive. Doungel missing out. Segoman Doungel, a young player in the making. Hamid Ahadad and Hamid brought down. But this time, just before Dempo wanted to capitalize, wanted to scoot forward, the referee blowing the whistle on that one. Ashwin, he's had a bit of a decent game so far. Anwar Ali. Anwar drives it forward. Hamid plays it to the right. Bassim Rashid has been pretty active out in the centre. Saul Crespo and Bassim decides to go to Kevin Sibille. Sibille finds out Anwar Ali, is it? No, Mahesh Naurim. Apologies for that. Bassim Rashid again. Anwar. East Bengal now trying to form small squares and triangles out in the centre, but Dempo wins it back. Oh, that was exquisite. For a moment, Kevin Sibille was sent with rings being run around him. This is where they need to be very, very careful because Dempo has also got decent creative midfielders. Bassim Rashid trying to take a shot, gets blocked along the way. Saul Crespo driving it forward. Hamid Ahadad plays it to the right. Mohammad Rakip looking for options. Finds Hamid. Hamid delivers a pretty flat across. Can be a chance. Hiroshi Ibusuki it was. Takes the shot. Goes slightly haywire on that one. But this is the kind of momentum that East Bengal has been desperately looking for. Corner, Saul Crespo to deliver that. At the far post. Comfortably palmed away. Mahesh Singh. Inside and outside. Still looking for that one particular avenue. That's decent. Rakip trying to chip it into that particular area of dominance. Goes a tad haywire on that. "42 minutes on the ticker for now." And Dempo Sports Club, despite all the aggression of East Bengal, Dempo has found the back of the net through Muhammad Ali, the man who captained Dempo Sports Club in the last iteration of I-League. He's playing alongside Shahir Shaheen, another big name. And make no mistake, Dempo Sports Club came as a replacement of Real Kashmir. That could have been a decent ball, but then a bit of a late start. Devjit will have to quickly get the ball out of the danger zone, and he does. But headed away, I think. East Bengal for now, at times twisting with a bit of danger, considering the fact that they are trying to play from the back. Still not resorting to those long balls. A good stretch, to be honest. And by the time Naurim Mahesh Singh could eventually get hold of it, Dempo had their pieces in position to take care of what could have been another decent attack, which has been rescinded. Throw in for East Bengal. Bassim Rashid to Anwar. Finds Saul Crespo. Saul switching it all the way to the left to Jai Gupta. Jai delivers the cross. Ashish out of his line, but it was a way too of a heavy cross. Eluded everyone and landed outside the ground altogether, resulting in a goal kick. I think in IFA Shield there was a decent bit of chemistry between Jai Gupta and Vipin Singh, but today it feels like both of them have been disconnected. Vipin Singh did look very positive in the early exchanges, did come up with a couple of attacks as well. But since then, he has been more of a runner altogether, chasing those balls. Quick throw in for Dempo. This can be a decent move once again. Dempo, decent back flick to bring it back under control. Now East Bengal might have some space. They'll have to switch quickly enough. Took a bit of a time there. Good ball to the left. Jai Gupta stretching out. Jai plays it forward, and once again we were talking about the disconnect between Vipin Singh and Jai Gupta. And that pass will tell you why. There was hardly any understanding at all. Vipin didn't go for the overlap, and the pass that came it was extremely heavy. Goal kick for Dempo Sports Club. Inashish Sibi. We've talked about this before. 6 minutes of additional time. Back with Dempo. And Dempo just killing every single second that they can, because again, it's about controlling tempo. And this man has been pretty busy as well, Sayesh Bagkar, going forward for the overlaps. Nicely won back. The battle for the ball continues. This might open up a bit of space there, but wonderfully won back by Anwar Ali. And now it plays all the way to the left. The gentle switch back. And picture perfect tackle. Throw in for East Bengal, all right, but then they didn't want to give any space at all. There was a fine move in the making. And Vieri Colaco ensured the fact that he's not allowing any space at all. Rakip finding Bassim Rashid. East Bengal playing a lot of passes, yes. But when it comes to that decisive pass, the one that will penetrate, again, another long ball intercepted by Dempo. And now East Bengal does well to intercept, win it back. Trying to go forward. Bipin Singh might have a bit of an opening. Nicely closed down, but this is going to be a decent position to have a free kick from. Saul Crespo was brought down. And the referee laying down the law, awarding the Red and Gold Brigade with a free kick. An opportunity as well. We'll take a look once again. Yes, Crespo trying to come in with that forward ball. Bipin Singh couldn't really reach that, but before he delivered, that already went a long way, and the referee blowing his whistle. They've got Saul Crespo. They've got now Mahesh Singh as well. Mahesh, he's got a decent left footer. Mahesh delivers it forward, and the header goes haywire. Not on target. After a long time, East Bengal came up with a decent move, eventually winning a free kick out of it. And Mahesh then delivering it towards that far side. Could have been a better header. But then Dempo, they've kept their defense pretty tight, hardly allowing East Bengal to have those free runs. Ashish Sibi sends it downtown, headed away. Right now, both the teams being reactive here. Saul Crespo missed out. Not the most clinical bit of action that you will witness. Anwar Ali again losing the ball. The referee rightly blowing the whistle, and it's going to be a yellow card there. Anwar Ali takes one for the team. He had no other options. We'll take a look at what really happened. Anwar Ali clearly gave space. And just when Dempo wanted to max it out, we'll take a look there. This is wonderfully won back. And then Anwar knew that he had to commit that challenge, or else Morajkar will have a free run. Almost from an identical position that got them the all-important goal here. They've got Morajkar. They've got Ariston as well, Ariston Costa. That's a confirmation. Anwar Ali being shown the yellow card. And a shot goes straight at the goal. Devjit, positioned well enough, takes one without any fuss at all. They're almost in the dying embers of the first half. It started off on a fiery note, to be honest. But as time has progressed, both the teams have kind of slowed things down. It's another forward ball, but this time way overpowered. Going straight into the hands of Devjit Majumder. Again, the distribution from East Bengal in the second half of the first half, if we take it that way. like let's say the last 15 to 20 minutes, has been pretty questionable. And that is what East Bengal will need to fix. I think Amay Morajkar just trying to have a chat with the referee about Bassim Rashid and the referee calming things down. Last minute of the first half could have been better for East Bengal. They had the early chances. They came up with the early openings, but then eventually lost the plot. And one free kick is what has so far tipped the scales in favor of Dempo, even though by a very slender cushion. Another free kick taken forward at the far post. Dempo chasing it hard enough, drags it back into the game. Too many East Bengal players, and that is what Dempo will have to find a way around. They'll have to circumnavigate not one but four defenders. And the referee blowing the whistle is that. In fact, the referee says play on. Another cross delivered. And Jay Gupta successfully heading it out. But the ball's fallen back for Dempo. A fine run, takes the shot, goes out. Dempo trying to end that first half on a sting. And once again, it was Sayesh Bagkar who had a bit of free space ahead of him and he wanted to make the most of it. Could have been a decent chance. We will have a few more seconds coming in because there were a couple of free kicks, so a bit more stoppage altogether. But now the referee, Ashwin, blows the long whistle and lets us all know that the first half comes to an end. And at the end of first half, as things stand, it's getting Lal Chununga into the act. Which just means one thing, that East Bengal wants to be defensively solid. There have been a lot of attacks that have come in recently from Dempo, especially towards the latter half of that first half, ideally in the last 15 to 20 odd minutes. Dempo has looked really good and solid. And that is why East Bengal, they don't want any further of those surprises. So they're just strengthening the defense out there, adding Lal Chununga into the mix there. And obviously, I think with the arrival of Lal Chununga, Debjit Majumder might be slightly reprieved. We await the referee to take the call, and we are underway in the second half. On your frame from the left to the right, and their signature red and gold, it's East Bengal who will be attacking. And on your frame from this can be in East Bengal with an early shot, just saved away by Ashish. The second ball smashed home. East Bengal finds the equalizer. What a stunning finish from Naurem Mahesh Singh. A sniper lurking out for chances like this. And East Bengal restores parity within seconds from restart. What a stunning finish that. We'll take a look. The first one was parried away and right at the feet of Naurem Mahesh Singh. He is a man who doesn't refuse invitations. Had the goal inside and bam, the meteor crashed into the net of the Golden Eagles as East Bengal restored parity. So this is the kind of momentum that you talk about. And East Bengal, they are not lagging behind anymore. We are all back to square one from where it all started. And with that goal, it goes without saying East Bengal will be pressing harder. And just on cue, the Dempo, they've got their defenders as well in place. And that's the confirmation. Mahesh Singh Naurem getting the all-important opener for East Bengal. Bassim Rashid trying to win the ball back. Eventually, it's a free kick for Dempo Sports Club. They'll take their time. They know that they will not like the speed of this game enhanced because that will be going against them. East Bengal has got players who can accelerate in the blink of an eye. We can also see Miguel Ferreira coming in. It just means one thing, that East Bengal now are going for experience. No more experiments. They want all hands on deck. They want their best in the mix. And they want out that arsenal of theirs firing, primed and ready to shoot. Good forward ball. A gentle pushback from Hiroshi. Sal Crespo. Miguel goes for another long ball. Vipin Singh accelerating on the left, but headed away by Dempo. Bit of a tuck from the back, and the referee blows the whistle. They are not really happy. Vieri Colaco standing his ground against Ahadad. Ahadad is a pretty tall contender, 5 feet 10. And there, he's kind of frustrated. He quickly raised his hand up, disappointed with the decision, but at the end of the day, he knew that it's all right. The Dempo will possibly try and slow things down just in order to get hold of the momentum once again, because East Bengal now will be coming out on all cylinders. That goes without saying. That's right from Naurem Mahesh Singh. He went for one of those shots in the first half as well, but couldn't really keep it on target. Another gentle push forward. Chests it down just in the nick of time. And that's a confirmation. Jay Gupta has been taken off. Chungnunga has come on. And East Bengal, in the second half, they have come up with pretty fiery intent. And Mohammad Rakip as well, taken off. Miguel Ferreira coming in his position. Another good switch to the left. Hiroshi not able to get hold of that one. Hamid now shifting to a left role instead of that usual central or that right role that he plays. Just trying to help his team in winning those balls. Kevin Sibille driving forward. Launches another long ranger, missing it by whiskers there as the ball goes out for a goal kick. Players like Kevin Sibille is someone like who can provide the reliability in the defense, and if needed, he can come up with those long ranges as well. And that was just a glimpse of that we witnessed a few moments ago. 5 minutes in, and East Bengal back to where they belong. But Dempo now moving forward, 1 versus 2. That is a challenging task and a difficult equation as well. And Anwar Ali eventually blocking the alley there, from which Dempo could have hoped to try and create something for themselves. Samir Naik, he is sticking to a similar strategy, to a similar starting 11 that he deployed. He just wants to keep the momentum going, because a point snatched away from East Bengal won't be bad either. But there's a long way to go. Vipin Singh now trying to find his momentum from the left and eventually wins a corner for East Bengal. Another set piece for the red and gold brigade. The torchbearers are looking a lot more menacing as the time progresses. Naurem Mahesh Singh, he stepped up to deliver the corner in the mix again. Floats it in at the far post. Ahadad, he was anticipating a shot, lays it off. Another long ranger comes in, blocked away, and then more of a desperate shot. And another corner for East Bengal. Now the pressure is manifolding itself, and a yellow card shown for arguing. It was Sayesh Bagkar who was taken into the referee's book. Had to be careful. I think he must have said something. The corner will have to be retaken, of course. East Bengal wanted to be pretty quick with their business. There came the shot. And the last touch. That was the talking point. The corner floated in. Miguel towards the far post, is it? Not Miguel, in fact. Miguel it is. Miguel plays it to Bassim Rashid. Back to Miguel on the right wing. Miguel with a gentle tap forward, but this time mistimed. Oh, that's wonderfully done. And now East Bengal trying to enhance that attacking quotient of theirs. But eventually Dempo flashes out their danger lines. Right now, there's hardly anything that Dempo has in their tanks. East Bengal once again on the move. Another great ball down the middle. Miguel everywhere, ubiquitous. Fine ball forward, a bit of a push. Ball stays alive. Set up on the left. Vipin with the cross. Glancing header. Goes slightly wide on that occasion, and Anwar Ali fails to put it in a particular position from where the danger bells could have been summoned again. Bassim Rashid with a delivery towards that far side. Taken care of. Waves of attack now, deluging the East Bengal. In fact, deluging the Dempo final third. In fact, it was Muhammad Ali, the goal scorer, who was given the yellow card. What a start this has been to the second half for East Bengal. They are relentless, they are ruthless, and they are absolutely famished for that all-important goal that can get them in the driver's seat. And that is being won back by Dempo. They have a couple of players who can drive forward. A bit of a heavy touch there, making life slightly easy for Chungnunga. And Chungnunga takes care of it. Throw in for East Bengal. Again, just to give you all a quick reminder, just to recapitulate affairs until now, Dempo secured the lead through Muhammad Ali after a bit of a misjudged outing from Devjit Majumder. And then now Mahesh Singh slamming home a rebound that came from the feet of Miguel Ferreira. Anwar Ali on the right. Miguel now through the center, trying to knock it forward, but Dempo closes down the alley just in the nick of time. Again, just because they have conceded doesn't mean that their defense will disintegrate completely. That's how good Dempo can be, especially with the presence of Muhammad Ali. Another long ball towards the right and wonderfully shielded. Great off the ball shielding there. And it goes out of play. Anwar Ali was trying to chase it down. Have been pretty instrumental in the East Bengal back two. The throw went straight to Bassim Rashid. A bit of a back header. Goes to Anwar again. Taken care of by Dempo. I think if there's one thing that Dempo is trying to be very, very clear about, is not allowing any room or any space at all to East Bengal. They're trying to ensure that no freebies on offer. Throw in for Dempo. Talking about history, East Bengal, a club that pans out for more than a century now. And at the other end, Dempo as well. Fairly old, but definitely not as old as East Bengal is. But yes, have contributed to Indian culture, Indian footballing history significantly. And now East Bengal might have a chance. This time, the touch was slightly heavy. Bipin Singh, he was trying to get hold of it. Did go for the run, but eventually missed out. That's a good turnaround. Bassim Rashid wins it back again. And plays it all the way to Anwar Ali. Dempo, despite that early concession, I think they have still tried to be on their toes at all times. They're not really going completely deep into that defensive third of theirs. They are not relying on low block defending. They're trying to match East Bengal to a certain extent, but obviously when it comes to attacking firepower, Dempo will have to rely a lot more on instinctive brilliance. This is a lovely run from the right. The idea was absolutely perfect, trying to lay it off, but the Dempo defenders are equally active. They were quick to snatch it back and propel forward. And now through the center, Saul Crespo. Saul looking for space. Sends it forward. Another push towards the center. East Bengal just trying to rally themselves in even greater numbers. Trying to take the risk. Anwar Ali now has switched away from that centre-back role to more of a right-winger, helping his team on those overlaps. Muhammad Rashid now playing it all the way to the left. Another gentle chip forward. Can be a chance. Lovely cross. What a strike! That is straight from the footballing heavens. Miguel Ferreira, the man who carves magic. And he carved magic once again. Brazilian magic on display, on fleek, as East Bengal secures the lead. No chance at all for Ashish Sibi. The angle, almost impossible to score from. Miguel Pereira says, not for me. What a stunner. That's what Super Cup is all about. Fine ball forward. Brilliant first touch. And that proved to be the unraveling. Quality placement. One can call it a shot in Olympico. Goodness me, one of the best goals you will see in the tournament. A strike that will echo down the halls of history. And this is a possible warning to the rest of the teams. I have arrived, and this is what I bring to the table. Sensational, absolutely sensational. And East Bengal back in the driver's seat. The first half saw them creating chances. The second half, they have ensured the fact that they have buried a couple of them home. Stunning. And now East Bengal a lot more focused to get more goals. This man, Miguel Ferreira, he was an absolute heartthrob at Basundhara Kings. Played 48 matches, went on to score 32 goals, which tells you that he can be a spoiled sport for defenders. He can be a heartbreaker for other teams. And that strike will tell you why. But nonetheless, now East Bengal, they have themselves ahead. They will look for the cushion. They'll look for the insurance goal. As they say that a one-goal lead at times can be very, very tricky. Dempo will have to rally around. They will have to think about what went wrong. They'll have to ensure that they are keeping East Bengal at bay, which kind of looks pretty difficult for now. East Bengal playing all the way from the back. That could have been a decent ball. Anwar Ali going for that chase, but eventually will not get the ball where he wanted. A bit of a rebound of him, went out of play. And a goal kick for Ashish Sibi. An hour of play elapsed. And as things stand, East Bengal, who started trailing after that 28th minute, have come back and now are in the driver's seat thanks to a blinder from Miguel Ferreira. Two amazing hits altogether. Now Mahesh Singh finding the back of the net, and then Miguel Ferreira stunning everyone with a shot like that. Saul Crespo. Crespo delivers it forward. And now Mahesh Singh trying to get hold of it. Goes a tad wide. Yellow card shown to Lal Chungnunga. He needs to be a bit careful out there. Times a couple of hardy challenges can lead to things which you don't want. Bassim Rashid has been a pretty decent shield in front of that defense of East Bengal. Won back nicely. Saul Crespo pushing forward. Good positioning. The gentle tap forward. Won back by Dempo. Only for the time being, East Bengal regains possession. Rashid lays it to Hamid. Hamid not really at his very best today. Did have a couple of chances. Good turn around. Miguel, however, running rings around defenders. This can be another lovely chance. Wonderfully tackled and taken care of. The ball still stays with East Bengal. Miguel finds it. Pushes it to Chungnunga. Saul Crespo. Miguel. Yeah, this time taken care of. Hamid. A gentle switch back all the way to Kevin Sibille. Too much space. You can see the entire Dempo team standing in their own half in anticipation of what can be another attack that might leave them scratching their heads. Another fine cross from the left. And Dempo clears away their danger lines. Momentarily though. Saul Crespo. Crespo switches it to the right. Anwar Ali wins it back. Another lovely cross at the far side. One back by Bipin Singh. Bipin now will be waiting for attackers to storm into the box. Chungnunga with the cross. Glancing header. Goes slightly wide there. In fact, the final header came off a Dempo defender. And that's another corner. Looks like Dempo will be making a change. They'll be bringing in Kapil Hoble. Just trying to solidify the midfield, but East Bengal now has a chance. Now Mahesh Singh goes for the far post. Misses out because the woodwork plays spoil sport. Miguel Ferreira makes it look so effortless. Almost rolled it. Nobody marking Mahesh. And Dempo will be thanking their stars again. No chance at all. Had it been on target, that definitely would have been number 3. And this game could have been put to the bed once and for all. Right now, the Dempo defense, it's all over the place. It has simply been split apart. And they are merely fragments of what they were in the first half. And that too, pretty desperate. Dempo now trying to counter, hoping that if one of these counters can produce that all-important equalizer. But a delivery like that will not at all bother someone like Devjit Majumder. Might have made a mistake for sure, but then he's a man who's got a lot of experience backing him. So make no mistake, he's someone who will stand tall over and over again. And the kind of defense that East Bengal has will be standing tall as well. In fact, now a couple of changes being made by Dempo. Kapil Hoble coming in. And with him, it's Talang Buam. 2 youngsters making their way to the center. So Dempo more focused on building that midfield of theirs, trying to get a bit of defensive mid into the play in order to enhance that snatching flair of theirs. Bit of a heavy first touch, but somehow managed. And now Anwar Ali from the right. Again, a lot of space, drives it further forward. And another wonderful sliding tackle, just in time. Taken care of. Throw in for East Bengal. Anwar pushes it back. Alston, in fact, it's Kevin Sibille. Sibille plays it to Saul. The first touch proved to be a bit of a letdown. And referee, however, blew the whistle. Yeah, I think it's going to be a yellow card, is it? For Vijay Harji. Vinay went straight into Saul Crespo. And it was more of a front-on collision, thereby forcing the referee to get the card out. Again, unintentional. He went for the ball as well, more of a 50-50 tackle, but Saul Crespo pretty quick on his toes, to be honest. Knows the importance, knows the essence of time. And Ashish Sibi, got to spare a thought for him. There's nothing that he could have done in both the shots. Yeah, this one, I think a bit of a high boot as well there, involved from Vinay Vijay Harji, thereby taking the yellow card. And that's the confirmation. Shubh has gone out. Buam has come in. Shubham Rawat could have done better. And at the other end, Vieri Colaco has also been removed. In his place, it is Kapil Hoble, who's made his way to the center. The East Bengal bench will definitely be happy after the performance that they are putting forward now. Wasim Rashid knocks it forward, however intercepted by Dempo. And they are quick to get their thrusters on. But had the ball been a tad inside, it could have been a better chance in the making. But not to be. And now, Kevin Sibille thrusts it forward. And despite being 6'5", the Dempo defender won it. And East Bengal wins another free kick because of a foul on Ahadad. I think he needs to be a bit more careful, Ariston Costa. Yeah, there was a bit of a nasty push from the back. More of a challenge, more of a clip. Can't just keep on arguing with the referee because that might lead to an unnecessary card problem. And that's a confirmation. Vinay Vijay Harji being shown the yellow card. Another ball propelled forward. The Dempo defense standing strong. No real trouble at all. And now East Bengal hoping to accelerate on the right once again. Miguel Ferreira is Brazilian every single time he holds the ball. In fact, it was now Mahesh Singh. Apologies for that. Anwar switches it all the way back to Kevin Sibille. Just take a look at right now Dempo kind of on the fence about whether they should go pressing for the ball. Because East Bengal, the moment they go pressing for the ball, East Bengal will have a bit of space going forward. And here is your magic man, Miguel Ferreira. What a star. Hailing all the way from Santana in Brazil. This man has left a lasting impression in Asia. For Basundhara Kings, he was one of their star players and now turning out into a heartthrob for East Bengal as well, especially with the strike that he's just scored from. The goal that got East Bengal back in the driver's seat. A lovely win back there. Now there's space out on the left. East Bengal trying to make the most, trying to accelerate. Brought down, is it? Referee says get back up. We will continue playing. Narim Mahesh Singh has the knack of suddenly breaking free and trying to lay off crosses from the left. But this time, he was tackled pretty decently, pretty perfectly by Dempo, not really allowing him to set into his cantering stride altogether. Another fine ball sent forward. Bashim Rashid looks well. Ahadad dropping slightly deep now. That's a good push to the right. A few decent passes being played. Bashim finds Mahesh. Mahesh puts it forward. Bashim Rashid almost wins it back, but eventually runs short of space and the ball tickles out for a goal kick. Could have been a fine moment again. Could have been a fine layoff if Bashim Rashid could have got a second touch to it, but then the first touch proving to be a bit too hefty on that. Another long ball launched forward all the way back to Deepjit Majumder. And Deepjit, he will wait for an eternity, asking the Dempo players to come forth so that he can simply pick it up and gun it back into the field of play. That was a cheeky exchange altogether. Stays with Deepjit. That's quality altogether. And now delivers it further forward. Dempo wins it back, has got some space down the middle. They'll have to release the ball though. Mohammad Ali, he's come a long way forward. Ariston plays it to his left. Dempo once again trying to build a bit of momentum going forward. East Bengal quickly bringing down the numbers just in order to close down the space that has been opened up. They were consistently attacking. There's a gentle chip forward. And the ball had enough pace. Deepjit quick to get out of his line, ensuring the fact that he's collected the ball without any trouble at all. Easy pickings at the end of the day. Back to Deepjit now. East Bengal just exchanging those small and short passes, waiting for that right moment when the iron is on. Because then they would love to strike. And Dempo now going for that back pass, and eventually Ashish coming a long way out of his line to clear that. But this might be another opening, but Dempo very, very alert and proactive. And now trying to hit East Bengal on a counter. But a bit too difficult, to be honest. 1 versus 3 and someone like Bashim Rashid kind of breathing on your neck. You will have to find out options. They'll need help when they are going forward. It feels like more of isolated bursts altogether. And that won't help their cause, to be honest. Quick switch to Anwar Ali. The first touch almost spilling out, but Anwar does well to recover himself and drive forward. A bit of a push, and the referee quickly blowing his whistle, laying down the law, awarding a free kick. We'll take a look once again. It was Hiroshi Ibusuki. Yeah, that push from the back kind of looked to be a bit too overtly done. "72 minutes on the clock. 18 minutes of regulation time plus whatsoever gets added on, let's say 5 to 7 minutes maybe. All the way back to Ashish Sibi. Ashish plays it to the far right. And now taking one small step at a time. Dempo, can they create some space? Can they create an opening? Good release to the right. They'll need players, however, in the center. There comes the cross, eyeing for that second post. But that was definitely one of those lackluster enterprises that we talk about. Goes all the way out of the park. In fact, looks like it's taken a deflection along the way. And it's a corner for Dempo. Again, a chance that they were desperately hoping for. It might be one of those openings that they have been looking forward to. And they make the most of it, however. Morajkar to deliver that. Yeah, he'll have to bring it onto the line there. He just can't get it off the line. It's a corner at the end of the day, not a free kick. Here's the ball delivered. Headed away safely by East Bengal. Falls back for Dempo. They're looking for a shooting lane somehow or the other. Again, it's all about those isolated bursts of brilliance for Dempo Sports Club. Another cross floated in from the right at the far side. If there would have been a bit more curl towards the inside, could have been an opening. We can see the young guns of Dempo, the future stars, watching the game very closely. A lot of concentration. And they're enjoying the game as well. Yes, that team might be trailing, but at the end of the day, football, to these youngsters, it feels like a dream. And as we said before, Dempo has come up with lots of youngsters for the country. And we can see Edmund Lalrindika, a star in the making, lining up. Was an absolute heartthrob for Interkashi in the last 2 seasons of I-League. Good backheader, to be honest. And finally a header all the way to Ashish Sibi. The floodlights have been switched on at the GMT Athletic Stadium in Bambolim. And talking about lights, I think Miguel Ferreira, the way he has illuminated East Bengal's journey in the second half, and we'll talk a lot about it. That's quality. 2 East Bengal players were just left scratching their heads out in the center. And now from the left, cross comes in, headed away to safety. Bassim Rashid somehow gets a boot to it. And now East Bengal trying to hunt down Dempo. The Golden Eagles on a counter. Mahesh Singh with a lovely ball, a chance. What a save that. Crucial hand from Ashish Sibi, ensuring the fact that the third goal doesn't come in. What a moment it could have been. That could have been the game. But then East Bengal misses out. Ashish Sibi, kudos to him. Absolutely sensational. And now Dempo once again knocking on the doors from the left. Daniel looking for a bit of momentum going forward. But eventually will be another chance that will go begging. Take a look there. Fine run forward by Miguel Ferreira. But Ashish Sibi says, yes, I've been beaten twice, but this time not on my watch. A good, strong right hand to the ball, ensuring that it doesn't go in at all cost. Top stuff from Ashish. You got a feel for him. The 2 goals that he's conceded, there was hardly anything that he could have done. And looks like East Bengal wants to enhance, wants to multiply that attacking unit of theirs. Edmund Lalrindika most likely will be replacing Hiroshi. Hiroshi will still need some more game time. Still trying to find that rhythm of his, that goal scoring rhythm of his. Kind of forcing Anwar Ali to keep it in play. That's quality. Good off the ball play there from Dempo. At times you have to try and close down the far side. And there's a confirmation. Hiroshi Ibusuki will be coming off. In fact, not 1 but 2 more changes that's going to be brought in. We will witness Edmund Lalrindika coming into the center. And another change as well. That is Nanda Kumar will be making his way into the mix. In all likelihood, he's possibly going to replace Bipin Singh. Right, Dempo now kind of persistent enough. Another good forward ball went down. They're asking for a foul. Referee says, well, you can keep on rolling. Looks like he's Dempo is well preparing for a couple of changes. Nestor Diaz He's warming up on the sidelines. This game, it has lived up to its lofty expectations. Curtain raiser of the tournament, yes, could have been better. But then both the teams, they have dished out a pretty decent brand of football, to be honest. Right, they'll take their time, and we were talking about a couple of changes. And there it is, Nestor Dias coming in, and so is Laximan Rao Rane. El Rane, he'll have his task cut out for now. Playing a midfielder, he'll have to contribute fresh feet into the act. Samir Nayak, I think he'll be happy with the way his team has delivered. It's just that they'll need a bit more attacking flair. Make no mistake, they are without any foreigners in this game. Another drive forward. And Dempo accelerating again. Rane, who just came in, wanted a piece of the ball, wanted a bite of the cherry. And this time, advantage has been given to Dempo. Buam on the right. And this time as Bengal wins it back. Oh, Dempo wins it back as well. The passing needs to be a tad better. This is a lot better. This is indeed what Dempo will be hoping for. More accuracy in passes. More passes being knitted together. And eventually leaving East Bengal on their toes. At this time though, they have lost the ball at a pretty decent juncture. This might be an opening. Hamid tries to deliver the cross. But Ashish Sibi, as cool as a cucumber, goes down, collects the ball without breaking any sweat. If there was a bit more power on the ball, could have been a different story altogether. But it has been a great day in office for Ashish Sibi, despite conceding a couple of goals, make no mistake. Everything that's come around him, he's ensured the fact that he's put everything to the line. Took a couple of blows in the first half as well, just when East Bengal were over-attacking. That's another lovely forward ball. And an opportunity for Kapil to try and deliver the ball into the box, trying to take one on the turn. It got a bit of awkward elevation. And finally, Devjit will capture it. Dempo are not going to sit back. And as the confirmation has arrived, Bipin Singh has been taken off. And in his place, it's Nanda Kumar who's being sent into the mix. Bipin as well couldn't really deliver like the way he would have expected to. And now from the right, Nanda Kumar. And Nestor coming in place of Ariston. Ariston also had a decent game, to be honest. And Rane replacing Doungel. East Bengal trying to keep hold of the possession as much as possible. Here's a chance for them again. A couple of step overs. And then a grounded cross. Nicely intercepted by Dempo. You will need a bit more aerial deliveries altogether, because balls like that won't really be a headache for Dempo. I mean, truth be told, their defense has been tested and they have come up with flying colors. But in those two goals, especially in the second goal that was scored by Miguel Ferreira, there was hardly anything that could have done. Every defender stood like a statue in front. And Miguel Ferreira delivered a masterclass. Here's East Bengal now. Anwar trying to go with it in front. A diving header. Anwar delivers the cross. A chance again. Just wide. Just wide. Could have been the third goal. And once again, it's the Brazilian. Every time he's near the ball, the danger bells are ringing louder than ever. Anwar Ali with a fine cross. And the Dempo defense almost came apart at the seams. What an opportunity. And it goes begging. Too many chances being wasted. This is one particular area that East Bengal will need a bit of focus on. At this time, though, that was fouled. Edmund Lalandeka, he had a glimmer of hope that he might have a bit of free space running forward, trying to set up Hamid Ahadad on the run. But this time he had no other ways, no other options. And another change lined up by Dempo. They will make that final change of theirs, getting Arnold Antonio Oliveira in the center. And he'll be replacing Amay Morajkar, who's had a brilliant game today. He was everywhere. Taking free kicks, taking those set pieces, running rings around defenders, and at the same time, helped his own defense. Dempo has really fought out a pretty valiant game against a full-blown team like East Bengal. Bassim Rashid trying to control that. Misses out. One back nicely. And now through the center, will East Bengal right forward. They've got some space on the right. Nandakumar. Miguel just trying to win the ball and will be a free kick, is it? I think Miguel was definitely clipped on that occasion. And the referee will show a yellow card to Daniel, which means a free kick in favor of East Bengal. In fact, not one, but two yellow cards are being shown. Nestor Diaz, the man who's just come on a few minutes ago, has been also given a booking. And now Miguel Ferreira with the free kick. He scored one. It was his rebound that led to that first goal. Now can he set up another? The temper is now flaring out in the center. The referee will have to rush out. Kevin Sibi, is it? Kevin Simi and Ahadad being surrounded, serenaded by the Dempo players. And I think now the calm has prevailed. Ashwin, he's done a pretty good job today as the arbitrator of this game. A stickler who's controlled this game with a very strict hand. Free kick for East Bengal. A chance for Miguel Ferreira. Next to him is now Crespo. Ferreira, not the best of free kicks that you would see. Pretty emasculated, to be honest. Dempo wins it back and now pushes it forward. But then it was miles away, goes all the way to Oscar Bruzo. And Oscar Bruzo with a fine catch, just showing that defensive flair of his as well. You know, as they say that coaches are the ultimate bosses, looks like East Bengal will make their final change too. They'll get in David Hamar, a man who has been touted as the next big thing. And he'll be replacing Hamid Ahadad. Despite the fact that he's not found goals today, he has taken a lot of workload on himself. And that's what you really expect from a quality player like him. East Bengal will be looking forward for more goals, to be honest. Because in a tournament like this, goal difference also plays a major factor. And now taking their time. Dempo Sports Club. Small short passes, is it? That was a decent bit of work. And he had hopes in his heart that the referee might blow the whistle. Referee says not at all. And play continues. Devjit. Pretty okay to take his time there. Bassim Rashid. Slightly sluggish in that one. Boam shown the yellow card on that occasion as well. And now East Bengal finding a bit of space through the center. Miguel Ferreira it is. Nestor Diaz shown the yellow card a few moments ago. Miguel, excellent. And now delivers it to the left. Couple of touches. That's a lovely ball. Mahesh with a shot. And this time drags it wide. Mahesh, what a player he is. Right and left. Everywhere you've asked him to deliver, he stood tall like a titan. And what a fine run that was. Edmund setting it up. And Mahesh, despite the angle being a pretty tough one, going for the far post. And now Dempo hoping to find a bit of momentum coming their way as well. And it's good to see that Dempo, they have kept the pressure alive. It's not that they have entirely been defensive. They have not parked the bus altogether. They have fought with everything possible. And make no mistake, there is a massive chasm between the quality of the two sides. But at the end of the day, Dempo has not let that chasm define their sport. The fighting spirit, the attitude that we talk about, it is absolutely mind-blowing. The Golden Eagles, they have fought like true warriors. But at the other end, the torchbearers, what a game this has been. The first half was not really in their favor. But the second half, they have once again shown that when they activate themselves, when they are at their peak, It's very hard to stop them. Dempo somehow keeps the ball in play. Kevin Sibille blocks the alley in front. Anwar now dropping back to his position. The referee with a quick verbal warning. Will try and take the throw in as early as possible. Is it going to be along the line? No. And East Bengal wins it back. And nicely done. And now hoping that there might have been an attack of their own. A spanner has been thrown into the plans. Less than a couple of minutes of regulation time remaining. Going to be interesting to see how many more minutes get added on. Let's say around 5 to 6 minutes maybe. Not too many stoppages in the second half, but yes, there were a couple of substantial ones as well. And East Bengal coming up with a couple of goals. And now Dempo trying to find a bit of momentum all the way from the right. They've got options. They've got Sayesh Bagkar. That's excellent combination play. Cutting in sharply. Can he open up the shooting lane and let it fly? There comes the shot! Oh my word! Would you believe that? An equalizer in the dying embers of the game. A stunning strike from El Rane. The super sub has come alive. East Bengal stunned and stumbled. That is quality of the highest order. Almost drove single-handedly through the heart of the East Bengal defense and then let one fly. One along the carpet, one that went scorching into the back of the net. What a fine strike that. And now it's a lot more tougher. This is what we were talking about. Dempo, one chance, and that can be a stake through the heart of the torchbearers. They'll have to rally themselves. This game's still not over. They'll have to look out for how many more minutes get added on. It's pure drama, sheer thrill now, unfurling ahead of us. Another forward ball. East Bengal stalls it. In fact, Dempo stalls it. And Dempo trying to thrust it forward. Back to Devjit. 5 minutes of additional time. 300 seconds is what East Bengal will have to restore that lead. And Dempo as well might look for the winner. Oh, what a game this has been. What a crazy battle. Can East Bengal find their way back? Or can Dempo walk away with the spoils of the war shared? Muhammad Ali, the man who scored the opening goal, took the free kick. And there's the confirmation. Laximan Rao Rane finding the all-important equalizer for Dempo Sports Club. Nandakumar taking the throw in quickly enough. East Bengal now. This game has turned out into an absolute thriller. You wouldn't have expected a better start to the game. Better start to the tournament as well. We have another big game coming up. Mohun Bagan Super Giants will be locking horns with Chennai FC. And that game will be coming to you live on Jio Hotstar. So keep an eye out. And now both the teams kind of playing long balls. East Bengal, they'll be going all guns blazing for the 3-pointers. Or is it that 1 point that they'll be happy with? Time is ticking faster. There will be times where time will be your friend in football, and there will be times when time will be your bitterest enemy. Now East Bengal moving on to the right. Trying to find some space. It's a lovely setup. An opportunity. Can the cross come in for East Bengal? Nandakumar finally delivers one. And what a crucial saver there from Ashish. Ashish the savior, Ashish the messiah. And now Dempo once again chasing the ball. Goes all the way to Devjit. What a match, oscillating from one end to the other. High tempo, high octane, intensity, thrill. Devjit almost conceding that, but just in the nick of time. Gave the ball away. And East Bengal stays afloat. Dempo now, they do not want to concede. That's all. This game has turned out into an absolute cracker. A boiling cauldron of emotions. And now from the right, Nandakumar does well to open up some space ahead. You'll have to be careful once you enter the box. The tackles will cost you a lot more. And another shot from Anwar Ali. That was meant for the Stars. Nowhere close to the goal. He'll go all the way back. Goal kick. Just a few moments ago, Sibi, he was tested again. And he stood up to the task. What a day this has been for this young man. And what a game to kickstart the latest iteration of the Super Cup. And Devjit now kind of confused, kind of rattled. And you can see the goal, it kind of plays with that mindset of yours. And a gentle trip forward. One back. Dempo. Can they win the ball back again? And can they thrust one more time? Hoping to find a goal that will make the footballing gods wonder. What have we just witnessed? Bassim Rashid. Dempo now a lot more intent. Oh my word, that's another yellow card, which means a red card has been shown to Nestor Diaz. Oh, was that so necessary for Nestor to do the foul? He was already on a booking, had to be careful, which means East Bengal might get a minute and a half of game time with a player up. Can they make the most of it? Not really enough, which might actually make Dempo park the bus. They know that it's now or never, so they cannot let East Bengal slide through. And East Bengal will possibly throw every weapon in that arsenal of theirs. Samir Nayak won't be happy with this. Nestor Diaz came on in the second half and had picked up his second yellow that eventually led to a red card. And the ball delivered in. Dempo somehow gets it out. Nandakumar, back to him. Not the best of first touches. Lays it off to Bassim Rashid. East Bengal looking a lot more urgent, looking a lot more hungry. Another ball, another header. But that is a towering one. The ball will balloon out of play. And now Dempo will take all the time that they want. They'll be happy to walk away with a point. They were up against a team that was star-studded. And now the Golden Eagles might once again dare to dream. Final few seconds remaining before Ashwin blows the long whistle. Now the ball forward. East Bengal in pursuit. And Sibi, absolutely unfazed, unbothered, picks it up. And with this, Ashwin lets us all know that we have the first game end in a draw. Miguel Ferreira came up with an absolute stunner to set East Bengal ahead. But then a late strike from El Rane eventually secured a point for Dempo. What a battle. It oscillated.